Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I wanted to talk to you today about something I think is pretty exciting and it's new to me. It's converting cells for trading. So let me explain. One of the most important things that you can do in this game is trade cells with your team members so you can get the exact specific cells that you want and they can get the exact ones they want. Now, sometimes there'll be circumstances where you have 50 cells of a monster that you really like, and someone else requests those same cells in the chat. So I'm going to assume that everyone understands that the chat is where we request cells. So I just popped that open right there. But if you look at one of these players here, you can see this suggests that this player is requesting 78 of that particular cell. Now, I would love to give him all 78 of my cells, except that I want that monster too. That one's not a perfect example because I actually already do have that monster. But of course, I want to rank him up, and I don't want to waste my cells. I want to kind of come up with a partnership. And the way that typically, I've played on several teams, the way that it's typically worked on most teams that I've played on is that just no system, just sort of willy-nilly, no trading, just someone requests cells, someone else gives up all the cells they can. And I feel like in the past, I was able to give way more cells than I can now. So if you click on over here, the little white question mark in the blue box right there, you can see that monster cell donations. Value donated 5 of 5, resets in 22 hours and 28 minutes. So I've already donated all 5 legendary cells that I can for the whole day. I would love to donate more. I'd really love to trade more. If I could give someone else 50 cells in a day and they give me 50 back of monsters that we want to mutually trade, that would be the best case scenario. But it's not the deal. And so I really don't want to waste those 5, and I do want to get my 5. And a lot of the time, so it was great when every time I'd request 5 cells, I'd get them, and every time I, sent out 5 cells, it just kind of worked out. But you get to the point where you have lots of legendary monsters and you don't want the bad ones. Whereas Monty here wants the Annihilator R2. I don't have that monster and I don't want that monster. Now, I could be mistaken. I might look into it later and be like, oh, that was silly of me. But right now, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like Marquis cells. I guess it's like Marquis de Flamboy or something like that. He is amazing, and I can get those cells. Yeah, I don't need the Iggius cells. I don't even have that guy, but I don't really want it. I want to be able to trade with someone. Excuse me, got a little cough here. Here's an Egg Eater. That's one I want. Anyway, what I want to do is ideally I'll find someone who they need a certain number of cells to get to 80 of one monster, and I need a certain number of cells of another one to get to 80. And then once we get to 80, we can trade back so that we both get to 80 on both monsters. Now, it's difficult for that to be work out perfectly, and so I mean that is the hard part. But let me show you what I mean as far as trading cells or creating cells. So if we go over here to the Monster Lab and I'm gonna click on Craft, and I'll click on Craft right here, and Legendary, sort by Legendary. All right, so we can see, here's a perfect example, Baron Trader. Right now, that is a very popular one on my team. Everyone seemed to be asking for Baron Trader lately. I think most of them actually ended up getting their 80 or their 90 or whatever, and so it's not being asked for quite as much. But that was very popular, and if I was at 80, I could have clicked on the little fill button down below here, sort of under the monster at the bottom of the screen, click fill, And you can see that now Baron Trader, there's a green 100 over a white 100, and I can hit convert. Now I could have done that every day, converted 5 more cells to get to 100, dished out those 5 cells, and then someone else could have done the same for me. You can do that every day, and you can do it with your elite monsters too. You know, let's say that there's got to be one in here, sure. Incnadius. I could do that all day long with that one and trade those cells. I mean, that's actually a pretty good one as far as elite goes. So, you know, you just hit the fill button, and then if you hit convert, it stays there. You are not required to craft it at that point. You can just convert the cells, and then you can go trade them. And I recommend having something crafting at all times. If you're lucky enough to have a top legendary doing that at all times, you're doing pretty good. Please let me know in the comments below other questions you have, videos you'd like me to do. I did just start this channel, and so I really could use some subscribers. Excuse me, subscribers. If you can subscribe, hit the bell, make a comment, share with your friends, that would be really huge for me. That way I can keep making these videos. So I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.